Lorraine joins us live this morning from Happy Harbor Comics.
All right, she's introducing us to the local comic scene.
Okay, let's say that we could have our own comic created this morning.
Okay.
All right? This is Bob. This is Rudy. They're both local. You've both done these comics, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so here's the deal. Once upon a time, there was a Andrea and Shane fill in the blank. We're going to come up with a storyline.
Right now?
Yes,
Okay.
right now.
I want to be
Once
Batman.
upon a time, there was a... You want to be Batman?
Yeah.
No, once upon a time there was a Batman?
Yes.
There was a Batman. Okay, there was a Batman, and Batman got involved with a news team
Okay.
at a crime scene and had to... Help me out here, Andrea.
Had to find somebody to tell us what was going on.
Okay, Batman, crime scene, news team has come out and has to figure out what went wrong. Are we giving you anything to work with at all?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, lots of story seeds there. We could each use those and come up with an entirely different comic page.
And by 8:45 this morning, you'll have a comic page for us.
Yep, no sweat.
Okay. The two of you get to work. We'll check in periodically. We're also going to talk about if you want to become a cartoonist, how you go about doing that a little later. But first, the hottest trends in comics. We'll have that for you in just a few minutes.
It's 7:23. Lorraine is at Happy Harbor Comics.
Yes, she's showing us how to release the comic book superhero in all of us. Lorraine.
Well, you know, Andrea and Shane, when I think of comics, I think of, what do you think of? I think of like Archie.
Archie and Jughead.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely, but it's so much more than that. And Jay is giving me a lesson, and you as well now in Comic 101. So you say, first of all, it isn't just about Archie and Superman.
It's not. People need to understand that comics are a medium, just like music or film. There are different types of comics for all different types of people. You know, men, women, kids, adults, everything.
The crossover to me is what is so amazing. We take a look down, and everything I see is going to, or has been, or is going to be made into movies.
Oh, absolutely. We've got, last year we saw the Batman, Superman films. This summer we're coming out with Spider-Man, Ghost Rider in a week or two, Fantastic Four this summer, the sequel. And plus there's still a lot of things that are also crossing over. Stephen King's Dark Tower books are now being adapted into comics. The Star Wars franchise is still alive and strong. Some stuff, good for kids, some geared towards adults. Books like The Watchmen, which is going to be made into a film in a couple of years. Sandman, which has always been a very strong seller for older adults. And again, it's like Fables, it's a book for adults, but it's still a comic. It's still comic book artwork. It's still comic book structure. It's still comic book storytelling. So once people kind of understand that, it makes a lot more sense.
So then, is this a comic?
Oh, absolutely. It was a finite series. It had a beginning, a middle, and end. It's being collected in this particular format. It's being collected into this oversized hardcover, hardbound edition, so it becomes very...
But if it was out of the shrink wrap and if we looked, it would be in the comic book format?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what makes it a comic. So it could be a hardcover,
yes,
but it still is a comic.
Just like regular books. You get regular books in hardcover and softcover. Harry Potter probably being the perfect example right now.
Okay, so you say very distinct lines between the kids and the adult comics, and the same for men and women.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are always product that kind of blurs those lines. But again, that's why you have a specialty store and people that are behind the counter educated enough to tell parents, to give recommendations to new customers, to people who are just getting interested in it. And that's what we try to do. We spend time with anyone who comes in the door to give them recommendations, to find out what appeals to them and then what we can interest them in the medium.
And is it a reflection of our culture and where we are right now? I'm going to ask that question of Jay when we come back. What we're going to do next is we're going to give you a lesson in Drawing Comics 101 because they offer courses to do that here. If you'd like to self-publish your own comic book, we'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes.
Oh. Wow. Neat. Well, who knew such a market existed as that?
For more information on the comic book industry, you can drop by Happy Harbor Comics on 101st Street and 101st Avenue, and 124th Street, or give them a call at 452-8211.